I have been working with young children for more than 15 years, including overseas. I came across a lot of fun and challenging experience. I'd like to share one with you today. Ruby is 4.5-year-old. She attends kindergarten room. She normally comes on Thursday and Friday. Last Friday, she was dropped off around 8:30 in the morning. She came into the room, she put her bag in one of the lockers and went to the home corner where she loves playing with the baby dolls. When she was standing next to the home corner, she saw another child playing with the doll. She went closer too. She tried to snatch the doll from another child. Another child grabbed back and he screamed at her. Ruby was not happy. She said to another child, "You need to be sharing with me. You need to share." Miss Emily, she works with me. She instantly jumped into the scenario. She went to Ruby and she said, "Ruby, he does not need to share it with you. We don't do sharing. We do turn taking." Ruby stepped back. Miss Emily looked at me. I think she was trying to understand what I was thinking about it. And she asked me, "Ryan, do you believe in sharing?" "We do sharing, not turn taking." Or "How do you take it?" I was a little bit confused. I didn't know how to respond in front of children, and I decided to do a little bit more research about it and make this video today. I'll put the thing in a very simple way. When we are talking about sharing and turn taking, they are really big way of learning and a big way of dealing with children, because they are not the term they can be used interchangeably for adults. They are coming with the action. For children, it is a big deal. There are a few things I'd like to make clear before we get into the scenario. Number first, when we're talking about sharing and turn taking, this is a matter of confusion when there is a common right. Like both of the parties are in common place. So it does not apply if I'm coming to your house or you coming to my house. And number second, we need to see in the activities, can more than one participant play at the same time? This matters if it is sharing or turn taking. That is number two. How many players can play at a time? How many people can join in at a time? And number three, if they are sharing or turn taking, especially if they are sharing, is it going to impact the learning outcome? They are the three things we need to think before we talk to children about sharing and turn taking. There are a couple of examples. They are taken a little bit more straightforward to discourage people use the term sharing and use the term turn taking. Let me put you a couple of them. Once, my trainer said, "Will you be happy if you got a brand new car and your friend would like to share with you?" Obvious answer, no, that's my car. Do you remember the three conditions we were talking about? If it is your private, we don't need to talk about sharing or turn taking. That is yours. It is your wish, not someone else's right. Number first. Number second, people say, you imagine if a peacock is sharing one of the feathers. Or another example, you think about rainbow, someone is asking to share some colors. It is incomplete because in case of rainbow, if they are giving a couple of colors, it is not complete. You cannot get the learning outcome the way we want. So sharing and turn taking comes there. I got a few examples to show here. If there is an activity set up for children and only one person can take part at a time, this is the magnet, they are the magnetic stuffs, they can play. Only one child can play at a time. We cannot do sharing because one person can play. If I'm sharing with someone else, I cannot get the learning outcomes planned. So this is turn taking. One person and then another person. But let's go to different scenarios. If we are talking about this test lesson, there are a whole lot of sets. There are many sets we can make. So we can do sharing easily because more than one child can take part in these activities and learning outcome is not impacted. In the same way, if we're talking about a puzzle, we need to see, is that one person puzzle or more than one? If we are talking about train set, we can easily accommodate more than one child at a time. There are a lot of other resources we can think about when we're talking about sharing and turn taking. So for me, with my experience and knowledge, rather than we say, I believe in sharing or I believe in turn taking or one or other, it depends on the context. Where we are, how many participants can take place at a time, And does it impact learning outcome? Can we meet the same learning outcomes by doing sharing or turn taking? Let's think about this before we come to the conclusion. Sharing sounds very nice when we're talking to the children, but sometimes it hinders the learning outcome, and we don't want that to happen. They need to learn, they need to understand real concept rather than terms using this or that. Hope you like the video. Thank you.